But she's
No,
still
I brought
fucking
you some coffee.
saving the
Yeah.
day.
And then she was the plot device again. Because
Oh,
she
yeah,
was like,
your
where
daughter
did
went-
Elaine go?
your daughter
She
went-
went to something's quarry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she
Like,
was-
Finkel's quarry.
hey, have you called about the sodium? Like, you should call those last few places. And homie picks out the phone.
Call New York City.
God.
Call directly to New York
Call
City.
New York.
But it was like she was the I'm gonna butcher this, but the douche
Deus Machina?
yeah, that thing. And so like anytime
Douche.
douche machine, you know that thing.
Your accent is as good as Tina's.
I can never pronounce that properly.
Deus Machina.
Okay, it's
Or Machina.
deuce.
Okay.
Better.
It's essentially just like, God intervenes and then there's the answer.
So
she is essentially acting as like the god walking around. But
anytime-
it's the trope that comes from the
Yeah.
wise black woman is that.
Wise, older, black woman in your house to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
How convenient for you that she...
That she has to be there. I wonder
anytime-
why.
That she can't... This is
She can't leave.
literal.
the thing that's just so mind-boggling about that whole thing was like anytime the writer wrote himself into a corner, and it didn't take him a lot to get in the corner. He's like, how do the characters get to the quarry where the daughter is? And he's just like, the black woman tells him.
Yep.
Like that.
Once they leave the beach scene,
Yeah.
like as I pointed out, that's every movement towards
is-
the ending of the movie is Eulabelle.
Yeah.
It's like the writer of the film didn't know how to properly connect scenes together. I didn't research.
I thought you were going to say didn't know like a black person. I was like, also
that
true.
too. Yeah, there's a multitude of things that he did not know. But
Didn't know how to advance the plot without like someone just coming in and being like, here's the answer.
Hey guys, have you tried this? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. And I think that like the whole speaking of New York City, I love that scene where like the three women in the convertible when they go to the gas station and
Fill
they're, like,
me up.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah, there's just a lot of dudes being really pervy and really rapey in this movie, but
yeah.
it's like, haha, so funny. And then all the
girls are
women
fine
get
with
murdered.
it, but they're fine with it up until point that like it's
Yeah.
weird even more so because like all the girls like
Do you know
the
who wrote
only-
this movie? A man.
I was like, I had no doubt. I didn't want to write that down, but
Yeah, no, we didn't have to look it up. I love watching movies even now and being like, a man wrote this, and then looking it up and being like, oh yeah.
because what was the gal that wrote?
absolutely
Oh goodness, I'm gonna butcher her name because
Oh, like Greta Gerwig?
There we go.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell because the tone, there's more appropriate tones for people and
But
more
also,
appropriate
yeah.
writing for people that, are not just straight white guys.
Yeah, it's so crazy what happens when you let anyone other than a straight white man who
Yeah.
can do anything. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. So, sorry, side tangent for that. Because I was like thinking about that. I was like, oh yeah, I actually watched, goodness, what was it? It was one of her first movies.
Oh, that she's in? Frances Ha? No,
Lady Bird.
Oh,
Lady Bird.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched that with Steph. I liked it. It was
I haven't
interesting.
seen it yet, but I really want to, but I feel like I'm just going to like weep.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
The thing about the gas station scene, there's two things actually that came to mind. First,
A fire hazard.
when she said, fill me up. A, gross.
Wink.
B, a good punchline to that terrible moment would have been regular unleaded, ma'am. Like if they would have done the oblivious thing, where like,
Yeah, that would have been actually funny if the dude was just like so oblivious and not.
but
like,
instead,
whatever. I'm just like working. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but instead he overfills their gas tank
By a shit ton.
Yeah, he's just
but
pouring
it's
gas.
spraying out of the back because he happens to peek at one of the girl's inner thighs.
It wasn't even in the thighs. It was just above the kneecap.
Oh,
boy.
shit.
And she like moves it back, and I was like, "Ooh, show some knees."
Ooh, here we go.
How could you ever control yourself? A woman sing. Oh, no.
There's like a half a meter of leg before her lady parts.
What?
And then somehow they end up having to pay $4 for the fill up, even though it was 24 cents a gallon.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he poured fucking 8
And
gallons
I
on the
looked at it, I was
fucking
like, and
road.
they're so oblivious, they're not paying attention. Be like, wait, this car
They're just
doesn't
girls.
take that much.
They barely know how to drive their car.
I'm just impressed.
They're just girls.
One of them was able to take off the tire, which I was pretty impressed. Like, it was like, oh, okay,
Pretty
somebody's
impressed.
It took
no,
her
because
all
like
night
at that
to do
point
it,
you'd be
though,
like, oh,
so,
somebody's
like,
actually they know what they're doing. They're
No,
they're
she
showing.
I mean,
was
if you watched her taking the tire off.
She was struggling with it.
But
I would struggle with doing it without a jack.
True.
Like, they did it with no jack.
Which
That's impressive.
and one of those weird T-shaped things. Yeah.
Oh, it's what? Yeah.
It's but it's still like doing that.
I don't know what the words are.
I know, it's like the thingy.
Yeah.
It looks like a.
It's like
all I can think of was like from
T-Rex?
Castlevania when he throws the cross and it comes back. It's a weapon.
Why don't I remember what?
I'm gonna
I
guess
used to
this.
work at a car. I used to work at a car shop, and I can't fucking remember this. This is embarrassing.
I'm gonna assume it's like a T-wrench.
Let's
No,
call
it's
it
like
that.
a
cross.
No,
wrench.
that's a real name.
Whatever.
The one time I'm gonna Google something.
But
I'm
when she's
oh
like,
God.
"Hey, do you know how to get to New York City?" and the
He's just like,
directions,
take a left
It's
and
like,
take a right.
take a left, take a right, go past the quarry, and then you're there. It's like,
Isn't it a tire iron? No.
No,
it's,
it's definitely not a tire.
No.
Because I always joke about that. That's how you knock somebody out.
Yeah, well, apparently if you get a tactical whip, that's like the best way. Just like fuck with someone to hurt them. At this point.
okay, well, note to self: never get Ro that angry.
You've nearly done it a few times
Oh,
here.
Not
no
on
way.
purpose.
You guys have never made me mad. Yet.
She knows that a lot of the bad things I say are shtick. She's not happy about it, but she knows it's shtick.
I don't have
Well,
I mean, it's
my
just like
Wi-Fi is not working, so I'm not going to get
Wi-Fi?
wrench like a cross.
a wrench, like a crow. No,
yeah,
it's
that's right.
what is it fucking called?
Oh yeah, the cell signal in
what
this house. We have aluminum siding.
What
so
do you use to take
And the Wi-Fi password is this weird like.
Well, you'd use a torque wrench to like take them off.
Oh, hey, buddy, you did it. He jumped. He
Yeah, I guess
jumped
it's just a
over the cable.
wrench.
Good for him. Yeah.
It's just called a wrench.
I don't know.
Anyways,
So
these girls get murdered.
Yeah.
Continue.
So they have a blowout at the quarry, which is right next to New York City, apparently.
Yeah.
This is the quarry, and then you're in New York.
Yeah.
And then they get
A
murdered.
lug wrench or a torque wrench?
Torque wrench. So like
A wrench. A fucking wrench.
but
I guess lug wrench was what I was looking
a
for.
lug wrench would be right because a torque wrench you actually have to put the pressure onto it
Yeah.
to then torque it up to that.
And that's when you're putting the back
Yeah,
on to
so
ensure.
lug wrench.
But also, if you're fucking changing your fucking tire in the fucking woods, you're not going to be too concerned
No.
about your fucking.
Is it moving?
Is it
No.
torqued right? Is
Yeah.
it torqued right?
And then we forgot to talk about the slumber party scene, which got.
We kind of did.
I mean, there's yeah.
But it's like your typical like
Slumber Party Massacre.
60s or 50s like how a man pictured a slumber party. All the girls are sitting around the phone. And
They had more clothes on at least.
Yeah. The pillow
Than
fights,
other movies.
Pillow fights a go.
Pillow fights.
Yeah.
And then the monsters show up and start.
They were playing guitar. They didn't have a pillow fight.
I made
They
a
had a
joke.
pillow fight.
Did they have a pillow
like
fight?
3 times?
Yeah.
I
times.
wasn't paying attention.
When
I pointed out, I was like, pillow fight,
Oh,
pillow fight.
all I heard
Pillow
was,
fight.
there's always that one person with a guitar.
yeah, when the acoustic
Oh, I
guitar
was
came out.
distracted
God,
talking
yeah.
about Barbie.
And that scene just stuck out for me because it was
Did
it was so graphic, and not because of the slumber party part. Okay, the best slumber party pillow fight is in the movie Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies Go to College. The best Ghoulies movie of all, bar none. Anyway, it was because like the tone of the film up to that point was like very like happy-go-lucky. There's a lot of jokes, and the monster looks really fucking goofy.
Yeah.
So you're like, you don't expect it to do this big scene where like it for the time like you're not seeing entrail, but like the shots of like the girls getting like clawed and having their hands chewed off and like you're seeing their bloody bodies and whatever. Like it lingered, like the shots.
It was a long scene. Yeah.
It was a really long scene, and compared to the tone of the rest of the film, even after,
Yeah.
like you're just like, was the director like especially mad at his wife that night that he filmed that shot? Because like it just seems unnecessarily more brutal compared to the rest of the movie.
Wow, that scene where they murdered 20 teenage girls, they made it a little bit too long and a little bit too brutal.
They made a whole movie about it.
That's so fucking
Summer
crazy.
Party Massacre.
Of course they fucking do that shit. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah. But
And,
I mean, but
it was
like the tonal shift. You got whiplash from it. Like it was just.
Yeah.
But then we brought it back to
Less
Eulabelle right
sexist
after.
jokes,
Right after
more
that, Eulabelle
fucking
brings it
entrails.
back down to haha land.
Yeah.
Because Elaine is trying to deal because she was supposed to be there. Elaine did show at the last minute, and then she's like, and then Eulabelle's wonderful speech about losing 3 brothers and
her whole fucking family's
dead, and is like, I wasn't just sitting there. The Lord's work is doing like what I need to do.
Oh no, she's like, yeah, the Lord's doing his work,
I'm
and
doing
like I'll
mine.
do mine, and like just.
And then
also,
the voodoo came in.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, then she had the voodoo doll.
Wait. And Eulabelle, if we were to like her age, right? You would assume that she's like in her 40s.
Yeah, I would say Eulabelle's in the 40s. Yeah.
So this movie was 1964. Let's rewind about 19. Oh shit, that's darker than you.
Oh, that like, died in like the
like I lost 2 like when she's talking about all the family members she lost and she's moved on with her life, and it's just like
60s, 40s. It could have been with the black regiments in World War II.
Could have been literally walking down the fucking road.
Come
on, fucking
1930s America.
2023 America.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
God, okay, let's not
this
pretend
is America.
No. But
like you can walk. Like there are still we still have places where you're gonna use. Nothing has changed that much.
No.
But but like when you're talking like historically about like holy shit, like.
Well, the race riots and like it's just you feel atrocious for this one character, and it's such a throwaway.
Because they don't give a single fuck.
Which is fucked up.
Yeah,
such a throwaway line, and that's
then the next scene is like,
also,
come on, girl, go out with your boyfriend.
Yeah, go out with this man who just
that
lost his fucking girlfriend, and like,
and that's totally like a white privileged piece of shit, like writing the script.
Yeah,
and going, just pull yourself up by your bootstrap.
I've had it harder than you, so you should enjoy life. Well, that's nobody of a place of non-privilege has said that to a privileged person that I'm aware of.
So yeah,
I'm just like,
different. It's different too.
I mean, if you have any kind of like awareness of not just the time period that this movie was made in, but like this fictional character's chronological history, you're just like, that is a weird thing to just kind of wave off as,
because they're white. That's
the
thing, though. It's like it's not made by fucking people who would not wave it off. They're like, well, everything's great now. Like,
no. I get
they don't give a single fuck.
I mean,
that's
But I mean, just to sit there and, I mean, this is something that I've been particularly blind to for a lot of years, and being a lot more aware of that and watching it now, you're just kind of like, oh fuck, that's dark as shit.
Well, and like imagine at that time bleak. Specifically, there were no people like us looking at it and being like, yeah, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
For the most part. I'll speak for Nick and I, more so. But I'm like, nobody in
like watching this movie?
Like,
because the people who can fucking go, like, you know what I mean? It's like nothing is set up in order for anyone to have been able to say anything about it, because the people who would have, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, there's no, they're not going to give a fuck. Depending on what
part of America they were living in, they probably couldn't go see the movie with white people in the theater.
Because it was done in the because we were talking about this earlier, the social rights movement, like the main push with Martin Luther King, that was 60,
and then even then
70.
Like even when everything is like everyone is like free, they're not. No one's fucking free. Yeah. Everyone got a huge disadvantage. The policeism fucking came in. Obviously, all that residual. Like no one had a good. It wasn't like we're all everyone's free and happy now. It's like no, there's a lot of fucking shit.
A lot of it was a lot of. I mean, a lot of people who reflect back on that period, it's a lot of romanticizing it and what was done at the time were token gestures at best.
Oh, yeah.
At best. No, like the very least, token gestures.
Well, they found every way to make sure that no matter what they did, they could still maintain a level of power and a level of domination. And
it was a rigged game from the get-go.
It always has been, because they made the fucking game. They're like, whoops, you can play,